Yo, today I've got a review of the new Drake album, honestly, Nevermind. Drake releasing a project came as a bit of a surprise to me, if I'm being honest, since it's only been 9 months since CLB. But what the hell? And I mean, this was a surprise drop. He announced he's releasing an album like a few hours before it dropped. I mean, the balls to do this. The NBA finals were on as well. Like, no one would dare to drop like this. But hey, Drake did, and it looks like he's gonna sell 230k first week. So I guess it turned out good for him. Certified Lover Boy was a disappointment in my opinion. Not many memorable tracks and just way too long of a project. I'm not that big of a fan of it, but honestly, Nevermind makes CLB seem like a good project. This is easily, by far, no question about it, Drake's worst project. I wouldn't call this a hip-hop album. This is honestly a pop, house album, I'd say. A lot of people have been hating on it because of that reason, but honestly, I don't mind. I go into music as open-minded as I can be, so I'm fine with Drake doing something like this. I mean, he's Drake and he can probably make it sound good. What I'm really disappointed at is the actual quality of the music. You can make high-quality commercial music like this. You can give music like this life. Drake doesn't do that. This is a pathetic attempt at trying to make something that's purpose is to do well worldwide, not just in America. And I mean, it probably will, but it's ruining Drake's artistic image. A way people have used to defend this album on Twitter and social media is by saying this is music for people who go outside. Let me tell you why that's a bad argument, okay? If that's the only way you can defend an album, I have bad news for you. So you're telling me that the album has no other depth, no actual meaningful and worthwhile lyrics, production that doesn't really do much and you can't look into it, no clear concept, nothing, just nothing at all? By saying go outside, I mean, you're already saying it all. This isn't a good project. It may be fine to listen to the tracks in a cafe or a club or a H&M or something, but as a project, is it worthwhile? No, hell no, there's nothing to grab onto here. The things that actually do grab attention are all negatives. People need to realize that music that sells well is not always good music. This is probably the worst project I have listened to this year, and it's going to be one of the best selling ones. As a whole, this project is a pain in the ass to get through. I genuinely feel like I could fall asleep listening to this. That's not a joke. I was feeling like falling asleep. I felt tired. On my first listen, I was completely out of it for the last few tracks. Literally almost falling asleep. I'm not saying honestly Nevermind doesn't have good songs, because it does. It does have a couple of songs which I think are decent and worth listening to. But as a project, this thing drags. It's nothing that we haven't heard before, and to the people calling it experimental, please shut the fuck up. For Drake, yeah, and maybe, we haven't really seen him do this before, but this is not experimental in the grand scheme of things at all. This is some of the most accessible, some of the most global and easy on the ear music you will hear. And an album that's 52 minutes full of that is not interesting. Who would have guessed? I mean, what kind of genius would have assumed? And he even manages to get some things wrong here. House music doesn't seem too difficult to make. I mean, listen, I'm not a producer, I can't really speak on that, but I'm just speaking from what I think. There is kind of a formula that you can follow, but here's what Drake did on Currents.
Catching a flight, I don't want to come on too strong.
What is this? Nah, let's get serious, Drake, what is this? Come on. This is by far Drake's worst song. The squeaky melody is honestly laughable. The first time I listened to it, I was laughing throughout the whole track, and I'm not the only one on that. Most of the internet had the same reaction.
Can this end, please?
And don't even get me started on tracks like Overdrive and Tie That Binds, where absolutely nothing happens. It just all sounds so hollow and empty, just lifeless. I'm sorry if I seem angry, because I genuinely am. I like Drake as an artist, but I just can't support this. I can't sit down and listen to this album all over again. I just can't. I'm not going to. There's only 1 or 2 tracks I'd say that I will continue to come back to. This will probably get played a lot outside, so good job, Drake. You succeeded with what you were going for, I guess. But calling this an album is a disgrace. If he named it just sort of a collection, which he has done before, Care Package for an example, I wouldn't be mad at it. But this is a 7th studio album. You cannot be putting out shit like this for a 7th studio album. Come on, man, this is awful. Songs still sound like a blur to me. I've listened to this project 3 times already. How do I still forget how songs sound? How do I forget that some songs genuinely exist? How does that happen? There's also a few lines here that allude to the fact that this was recently made, like the Free Young Thug line and the R.I.P. Lil Keed line. So that means he rushed this album. Why? Why? No one is forcing you to release music. You're Drake. You're literally Drake. I'm actually annoyed. Like, I'm actually mad right now. One of the best artists of the early 2010s has come to making shit like this, and some of the god-awful lyrics. Oh my god. lock Drake up and throw the key away. This is unacceptable. Just lock it away. Just put it, kill him. I think I've said enough about the negatives. I guess let's go to the positives. Yeah, okay. Hey, before we get into my favorite songs, though, make sure y'all like the video and subscribe. Alright, let's get it. I guess there are a couple of songs that I like. Calling My Name, which aside from the lyrics is fine, it's actually listenable.
I'm counting the days till you come.
And Jimmy Cooks. Where was this energy, Drake?
Fuck a pigeonhole, I'm a night owl, it's a different mode.
21 did great here, Drake did great here, and he sounds like he actually cares. There's a cool beat switch, Drake has a nice aggressive delivery and makes his presence on the track clear. Like there's actually things to come back to, unlike the rest of this project. But yeah, just really lazily put together. The whole project just sounds so hollow, no depth to look into it, and even when going for something so simple, he manages to make it bad. The fact that the songs on here are accessible, and I did like a couple of them, has stopped me from giving it a 1. I will, however, give it a strong 2. But yeah, I'm gonna be making a video on the downfall of Drake and what I think about this whole situation with him and his music, because it has been at a downhill spiral. But yeah, tell me what you guys thought of the album. If you liked it, tell me why. If you didn't, also tell me why. I'm looking to hear your guys' opinions. Make sure you like the video and subscribe. That would mean so much to me, as it would help push this video and my channel into the YouTube algorithm. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.